Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Throttle Grotto. This week, I'm getting the garage floor here in the other side of the shop fixed by the Slabjack company. So I figured I would show you guys the before and after. Hopefully some during the process. I'm not sure how the process works, if they'll let me hang out and just watch. But hopefully I have a nice level floor on this side of the garage here soon. Stay tuned. Get a few things moved, and then I will show you guys the issues with the floor so you can see what's going on beforehand. And I'm going to spend a bunch of money today and hopefully I get good results. We'll start over in this corner where everything is pretty level with the other slab, and it drops a little bit there, cracks out towards the center. I'm kind of standing in the center here in the high point. The apron is obviously detached itself from the from the garage floor here, and then over in this corner it drops a lot. I'm not sure how many inches this thing has fallen down in this corner, but if you look back here, that's probably a solid inch or more. And this is a piece of 2x4, so it's that this has dropped here, which means that that corner has dropped probably more than that. You can actually see where the rail used to be and where the bottom of the garage door frame used to line up at. And if we come out here, the apron is obviously cracked and sagged a bit too. Pulled away from the house here, and that, I don't know why there's a piece of concrete that just hangs out right there. And but this whole apron is just sagged and fallen down. Why am I fixing this? Because one of my friends said that I could just like put leveling compound all over it and float the whole floor, but that's going to add more weight to it, and if things are unstable underneath, then I end up with more problems down the road. This garage is not financially worth like breaking everything down and pouring a new floor. But I want to be able to like pull a car in here, work on jack stands, and right now with the way the floor is, that's not, I don't feel safe doing it. That's why I'm fixing this side of the garage, as kind of a preventative maintenance thing and to keep it from getting worse. So ideally out of this procedure I will end up with a fairly flat and level floor to work on, and it'll be fixed for the next 20 years or so, and if it gets worse after that, then it'll be someone else's problem because I won't be here. Alright, so the first part of this procedure is actually going to come through and drill holes through the 3-inch slab all the way down into the ground so that they can pump the material through the concrete slab and raise it up that way. Now we're checking the building for level and seeing if the building has sagged side to side at all, which it hasn't. It's only sagged front to back. So you can see here that they've actually hammered in a fitting into the concrete, and now they're hooking the hose to the concrete that's going to pump in the solution to help raise the floor. We won't be able to, I'll speed it up here so you guys can watch the floor raise up as they're injecting it. All right, everybody, so the floor is as finished as it's going to be. They came out and they were here for a couple of hours. Did a really nice job. They patched up all the holes that they drilled with some compound. So I measured this corner before and it was about 8 inches. So they brought this whole slab up here about 3/4 of an inch, kind of back up to where the original line was. This corner of the garage has fallen a little bit over the years, but you can see here the gap closed up quite a bit underneath the molding there. They were able to bring the apron up a little bit, kind of flush it back out. So I'm going to go buy some compound. I said I can just use some leveling compound through here and fill in this crack and probably smooth over this big crack here with some sealant and stuff like that, just to keep water from getting in. And they were going to try to do a lift over here, but there's a giant crack through the concrete right here as well. So he would have split that open. But all the voids underneath the concrete are filled now. Before, when I would tap on it, it sounded really hollow underneath. But now it's got a little more sound to it, I guess you could say. It's definitely, I know this is a very scientific method. Things are so much better in here. I feel better about coming in here with a pair of jack stands and a floor jack and like setting up to, you can see here it's just much more level all the way across. There's still a little peak right there, but they can't do anything about that because of the way that over here, like if you look back here, I've got a little crack in the foundation where things have settled, and I think I have one over behind those seats over there as well. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out, and I think once I get some compound over there to fill that crack, I think things are going to look really nice in here. The rest of the day is going to be painting this wall and finishing up the floor, and then I'll show you guys how things look afterwards. Alright everybody, so after a way longer day than I anticipated, it's 5:30. I've been out in the garage since 7 o'clock this morning. Here's what I have so far. A couple things I'm disappointed in. One is the sealant I bought for the cracks on the floor. 2 is how windy it is, because having to work with a door open is blowing everything onto the sealant. And unfortunately, the sealant that I bought doesn't cure for 7 days. So it's going to be sticky for a while. But I poured a few bags of concrete and tried to do some self-leveling here at the threshold and the apron. And I need to go, see if I can do this without stepping in it. I need to go like right here and just cut that back a little bit, because otherwise it's just going to trap water down in there. I might just fill that with some, I might go get a different epoxy and just fill that up with some epoxy and call it good. Because I still need to fill this crack, which I've already stuffed. I've already stuffed backer rod down in there to help take up some of the room. Backer rod is just like, it's like squishy foam, so you can shove it down in there. There's a chasm down in this spot that keeps sucking up. So there's a chasm like right here that keeps sucking up concrete no matter how much I pour into it. So I might let that sit till tomorrow and then just fill that up with, make another batch of concrete. Just fill that in. But all in all, It looks way better than it did in here. You can see there's a little bit of a peak, just a little peak right there. That is way better than it used to be. And again, it's because here and here are all sagged down a little bit, so it's hard to get this garage floor perfectly level with the rest of the structure sagging a little bit. And for those of you wondering what gets used inside of the floor, it is basically this expanding foam. You know, if you had a highly pressurized can of great stuff and some fittings, you could probably lift the floor on your own. But yeah, that's the product that they use right there. So hopefully this repair lasts a long time, because to do this slab and to buy the materials like the sealants and the concrete was like $32 a bag, if you can believe that, for self-leveling compound. So that was $64 just in concrete. The sealant was $12 a tube. So some of the after stuff added up pretty quick too. So all told, in this repair, I'm in, let's say, preservation of my workspace, I'm in about $1,800 into this repair. So doing this kind of stuff isn't cheap. In order to do it the right way and lift both sides of both edges of the garage and level all that stuff out, would have added another $6,000 to $6,500 to the repair. I just don't have that. So I'm going to call this repair good enough. I still have more work to do over the weekend, but you get an idea of what's involved and what you have to do after the slabjack repair. So I am going to throw another coat of the world's slowest sealant here on the floor. And hopefully this helps you figure out your slabjack or not to slabjack project. So until next time, get out there and work on something.